Everybody go to breakfast. You go bow for the result, though. Nothing to discuss, oh. Cause I did win by default and without any doubt, oh. I'm a me happy adult, oh. I no go feed the girl, I no go feed the girl insult, oh. I'm a mind that's you the talk, oh. I put my life into my job and I know I'm in trouble. She manipulate my love, oh. I know holy and I know that get both. Like the Baba Frayo, my ayo, don't cry, yo. I need people and shadow. I need people and shadow. I need people and shadow. Shadow, shadow, shadow. I need people and shadow. I need people and shadow. I need people and shadow. I dey Port run then kill Soboma. I dey try to buy moto, want Toyota Corolla. My feelings been they swing like Django Lover. Feelings been they swing like Django Lover. Now you crash your Ferrari for Lucky Bona. Now some more to remake could have been all over. My feelings today swing like Django Lover. Feelings today swing like Timbani at you. I'm a white dog in Fenisu. Why you say I did nothing for you when if I do anything you want me to do? Timbani at you. I'm a white dog in Fenisu. Why you say I did nothing for you when if I do anything you want me to do? Maybe another time, maybe another life. You will be my wife and we'll get it right. Young cast, last. Now everybody go to breakfast. Have to say bye-bye, yo. Bye-bye, yo. To the love of my life. My ayo, don't cry, yo. I need big boy and shadow. I need big boy and shadow. I need people 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 and shadow.
And that was Last by Burna Boy. Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? It's your boy, Julian Quintero. As always, I'm joined by Laura Faria. This is
Hello.
Foreigner FM. We're back for another week. Next week is our last episode, so if you want to catch us one more time this semester, be sure to tune in next week. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. But yeah, Foreigner FM. I thought we would have better news for you guys because we did apply for our university awards, which is the Terra Awards. We were hoping to know if we got nominated yesterday, and they still haven't posted it. So I know they've been going through a lot of turmoil themselves, but let's just put it out there for everybody. We're currently sitting tentative on potentially winning an award. Anyway, Laura, how are you doing today?
I am doing good. I am enjoying the weather. I really enjoy being able to have my own space and not be worried about getting out of my house. So that's nice.
Well, for those of you who have been keeping track the past couple weeks, Laura's been kind of moving, kind of not moving, and it seems like she finally moved. So that is fantastic to hear for her. But of course, if you listen to Burna Boy, which I assume a good chunk of our audience might, he's a very, very popular artist. You'll know that he is Nigerian, I believe. I'm not 100% certain because our guest today is Nigerian and of Jamaican descent, and it is a very, very good friend of mine, Mr. Xavier Oshinowo. How are you doing today, buddy?
I'm good. Thank you for having me, guys. This is awesome. So yeah, Burna Boy.
Is he Nigerian? I have no idea.
He is Nigerian, but yeah, he was born in England.
Okay. I was going to say, because, so, I absolutely love that, because for those of you who, well, most of you guys don't know Xavier. He's been a good friend of mine, so of course I know his background. I've met his family and everything, but Xavier, if you would like to, well, for Laura, because she doesn't really know you very well, and for the rest of the audience, if you want to tell kind of your story, like who you are, your background, and like things that you like doing and whatnot.
Okay. Should I just give like a rundown of like how I grew up and stuff? I
Yes,
guess?
give us the rundown.
It's one of the most interesting stories that I know, and I think it's absolutely worth
All right.
it.
I want to hear it
All
unfiltered.
right, so I was born. So my dad is Canadian, born Nigerian. He's biracial. My mom is British, born Jamaican. Both her parents are Jamaican. They met in like at U of T. My mom came here. My dad went to U of T, and they met at like somewhere. And then they moved to New Hampshire for my dad's job, and that's where I was born. And then
Good old New Hampshire.
New Hampshire, like no, like when I bring up New Hampshire to
Good
somebody,
old
they're
New
like,
Hampshire.
"What is that?"
What the hell are you doing?
Who
I've
is
been
the
to New Hampshire.
You
That's a
actually
whole other
have.
thing.
Yeah, all my Brazilian friends, when I've told them like, "Oh, I'm from New Hampshire," they're like, "Excuse me."
That's fair.
And then I was there for like 2.5 years, and then we moved to Toronto. My brother was born. Then we lived there for about 5-6 years. Moved to Houston, Texas, for my dad's job again, and then lived there for about 6-7 years, and then moved to. So my dad got a job in Saudi Arabia, so they moved to Saudi Arabia, and then I had an opportunity to go to boarding school, so I went to boarding school for tennis. And yeah, I've been playing tennis like my entire life, and then basically was in Florida for 4 years, graduated, went to New York, did 2 years of engineering school in New York, said, I hate that, I'm out. I then came back here to Toronto, and now I'm being chilling in Toronto, you know?
Yeah.
That's wild. Out of all the cities that you've lived in, is Toronto your favorite?
Yes.
Why?
I think as a young person trying to kind of just interact with the world, I think it's a pretty good place to be. You can there's so much to do. It's so convenient just getting around and stuff. Whereas being in like New York, for example, public transit was absolutely terrible. Because I was in upstate New York and there was literally nothing there. Like
Yeah.
there must have been like 2,000 people, like not even in the area I was in, and
There's
like
the bus.
literally nothing to do. The bus is sketchy, like it's super sketchy, like not even worth taking. And then so like coming here, I mean, yeah, it's pretty bad here. Like I'm not gonna lie, like TTC is a bit of a mess.
For those of you who don't know, people get stabbed on a daily basis on the TTC, and this is the better transit system that we have things to compare to.
Yeah, so you know, it's. I think it's pretty cool, and it's by far it is. I think it's the most diverse city in the world as well. So it's like it's another good thing. Like you're not alone, really, in a sense.
I think the thing that I love the most about Toronto is the food scene here.
Oh yeah, the food's amazing.
Yeah, because here's the thing, right? There's a lot of cities around the world that claim to have like diverse cuisines, but the thing is that if you go to the most diverse neighborhood in like, I don't know, London, England, sure, they might have restaurants from all over the world, but who's cooking that? White people.
Exactly.
But in here, when you go to like, if you want to see a Puerto Rican restaurant, you're gonna have Puerto Rican people cooking it. If you want to go to like a Nigerian restaurant, you're gonna have Nigerian people cooking it.
Exactly.
It's really dope. Cause like I compare it to like in Colombia and whatnot. Like, obviously, you've been in all these episodes. I love talking about food. I love it very much. But like, one of the main things that is really interesting to me, at least, is you mentioned transit, and all I could think about was, the transit in Bogota is bad.
I don't think we ever. When I was there, we only took taxis. I don't think we ever actually took the.
And even that is a risk, man.
Yeah.
Because so in Colombia they do this thing called El Paseo Millonario, the millionaire's like journey.
Yeah.
So what taxi drivers do, especially if you do not know Bogota, even if you do know Bogota to an extent, what they do is you get in your taxi and they start driving around like extensively to like bring up the amount on your meter.
Yeah.
And because you're not from there or don't know where you're going or anything like that, you won't notice.
It could be a 10-minute drive. It could be a 40-minute drive.
Yeah.
And there's that variant, or there is the even more dangerous variant, which is you get in the taxi driver drives you to an ATM, and then he holds you at knife point. to take out money from the ATM.
I don't think he's gonna do that with the whole family.
No, he's not. In that case, like the Paseo Millonario is just like he just takes extensively long and charges you more for a taxi ride.
Yeah.
But like that's why riding taxis by yourself is really dangerous.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
And then,
Brazil's
we
the
rented
same.
a car. I'm pretty sure
that would be the smart move. Even then, the traffic is horrible.
Oh, it's terrible.
When,
It's
horrible.
when I was in Brazil, whenever I had to take a taxi and I was by myself, my friends had to have like entire systems in place to be tracking me at live times. Like,
They have the
I'm not
Live
surprised.
365.
I'm not surprised.
yeah.
You guys know Live 365?
Yeah. No, we use
You
Life
don't?
360.
Oh yeah, Live 360. That's the one.
To be fair, like I've never been in a situation where I've had to use that. So.
Do you know what it is though?
No.
Okay, so essentially, it's like it's a tracker on your phone, right?
Okay.
And it's
But
kinda,
in real time, like
it's
as
kinda
you're
like,
moving and stuff, it shows you.
it's kind of like the "Where's my iPhone" thing,
Yeah, but better.
but it's like an actual tracking system.
And you can share it with your friends or like trusted people.
I mean, the original purpose is the overprotective parents watching over their kids and whatever
Yeah.
the hell, things like that, right? But like, my friends and I would do that, and there's the best feature on that is it lets you know when, like, so you know, like your friends are safe or anything like that.
Yeah.
That they have low battery on their phone.
Yeah.
It tells you,
Yeah.
right?
It's really good to know.
You know, it's on one hand you're like, oh, it's so nice, like you'll be able to do this. On the other hand, Life 360 consumes so much phone battery.
yeah.
And the reason why I mentioned that is because the second I had to stop using it after like a week because I would do it with my friends to keep tabs on them and they'd keep tabs on me just for safety purposes. And I had to stop after a week because the first time I hit 20%, my phone just started blowing up with messages. Yo, you're at 20%. Yo, you're at 20% from my
Yeah,
friends.
that would be
They're just
annoying.
blowing up my phone to the point where I can't use my phone. And if I open it, it's just going to die because of battery usage.
That's so funny.
And I'm like, I can't do this with you guys.
You
I'm
know,
sorry.
so I have the Life 360, right? And it's just funny because every now and then I get a notification. It's like Jordan's battery is at 5%, and I look at that and I'm like, I could let her know, but she's a grown woman. I think she'll be okay.
I think she knows. I think she knows
knows.
up to this point. Well, who knows? But yeah, like the transit system's so messed up in Bogota. Like we have this thing called El Transmilenio, which, by the way, we don't have a train system. Like you guys here have like your streetcar and you have the what's it called? The subway, the metro, and you have the bus system, and you have like the bike system, and it's like it's all these things, and that's why I love Toronto because everyone here complains about it. I'm like, yeah, you know, it has its dangers and everything. Like in Bogota, we had El Bus Articulado, which is just a regular ass bus,
Yeah.
and that runs on a very inconsistent schedule. It's always packed, like.
To the brim.
To the brim. Even during
Yeah.
COVID, that was packed to the point where, like, for me, I had like a jacket, and it had a pocket on the inside. I'd zip up the jacket, and I'd put everything I owned on the inside because I was like, if I'm gonna get pickpocketed, he's gonna have to earn the payday for me to
Literally.
not notice it. You know, like
Literally.
that's what I had in mind. And it's either that or El Transmilenio, which. Everyone here gets like, oh, you know, when you hop the fare for the TTC,
Yeah.
like it's that. Everybody hops it over there. Right, and it's about what, like 2,000, 3,000 pesos,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is less than $1, right?
It's nothing.
I know, but like for over there,
there,
like, it's
it's
technically
something.
like it would be like $3 technically, like in terms
Yeah.
of if you're gonna put in
Right,
Yeah,
right,
cost
equivalent
of
value.
life.
But like that's how much it costs, and yet they're so full. People like it stops, and there's people that break windows to dive through windows to get into it for free. It's always so full to the brim. It's crazy dangerous. Like one time,
Yeah, I never touched that.
one time we went on it, and we were going to San Andresito, which is like this, like the greatest bootleg like vendors area you can. You want to get any soccer jersey, basketball jersey, a video game, anything that isn't like real, but like it's faked to perfection, you go to San Andresito. Like
Right.
they're phenomenal at what they do. And we were going there with my high school friends, and we're just chilling on El Transmilenio, and we get off and we're like, crap, where's Brad? Like the one white guy that doesn't speak Spanish, and he's like stuck in a sea of people not being able to get off of it.
no.
So he ended up going to the next stop So we're booking it on the street to make it to the next stop so we would catch him so no one would take our white boy. Like that was how that was. It was really funny.
Oh man.
But yeah. Oh.
It's funny because whenever I went to the bus in Brazil, I just used to have a jokes that if I died, my obituary would say death by armpit suffocation, because everyone's always with their armpits there, and I just like just
Yeah,
stuck.
here we got subway riders or surfers, subway surfers.
Oh yeah, the subway
Subway
surfers.
surfers.
Like myself, where you just stand there. Like I literally recently, I just been watching Top Gear on my phone. And you're just standing there, and like I don't grab nothing. I'm just sitting there chilling.
You're
Mood.
surfing. You're just like you're shifting
it's a
balance in
big
your
vibe.
legs.
It's
It's
a
honestly
vibe.
pretty sick.
The people that can do that on like on the north-south train, and it has like the kind of like
Yeah,
that curvy part. If you can stand on that, not holding on to anything,
You're
for a
real.
whole- you're pretty good.
OG.
You're pretty good.
You've been riding the transit system for like 20 years. Like you've been
Honestly.
at this for a while. It's really dope though. I've just really liked in that aspect Toronto. Like everyone like shits on the public transit, and I don't blame them. Because like for people here that have grown up with it, it's like it's so bad. It used to be better or whatever the hell. And I'm like, this is awesome.
It's like it's not that bad.
Also, did it used to be better, or do they just remember it being better because they were younger?
Because when I lived here, when I was younger, I was over in the good old suburbs of Oakville.
Oakville.
So
Ew.
I was in Oakville when there was nothing. Like
Ew.
back then, Oakville was basically just like starting to become a proper city. Like there
I
was
lived in
barely.
Oakville for a year, and it was just old people. I hated it.
Oh, there was not like when I was there was nothing. Like they were just building everything. When we moved, they finally put the fence in behind our house.
That's so funny.
Like we moved to Oakville when all like the suburbs were actually starting to grow, and then so yeah, we were there for what was it been 4 years? Because we were in Brampton first, and then we were there for 4 years, and we didn't have a fence for 4 years, and they finally put in the fence. So like it was really good for kids, right? Because you could just go to your friend's house across the grass, so like you didn't have to like hop the fence, or you didn't have to go all the way around the block. So it was really good. But like it's Oakville now.
Yeah. when
It's
I
just like suburbs.
Yeah.
I don't know. Suburbs are just weird to me now.
So, yeah, I agree. I grew up in the suburbs when I lived in the U.S. I lived in the suburbs, right? And we didn't have like a fence, but we had like those bushes that you put around your house that essentially are a fence.
I mean, that's a Florida thing.
No, it's a very Florida thing, but it's really funny because I got really good at crawling because I would just like dive bomb through these like underneath all the roots and everything, underneath all the branches because I'm like I just don't want to walk around, but like. I cannot imagine myself living in a suburb now, and the entire reason why is because I moved to Bogota and we live right next to La Once, which is one of the major streets in Bogota, and
11th Street.
yeah. La Once,
Cool.
La Carrera Once, and like it's just a lot of people go through. There's a lot of traffic, and so even from early in the morning, you just hear cars honking, taxis. Whenever there's a taxi strike, they always go down La Once or La Séptima. Those are the two that they go down. I'm just like, man. So it's always honking. It was always busy. And then I went to go visit a friend of mine in Florida, like a year after I'd moved to Bogota, and I go to sleep in the house, and I wake up. And it's so quiet. And I was like freaking out. I was like,
Because there's no street sounds.
no, because I was like, it's so quiet. Did we get nuked? Like, did we get hit with a bomb? What happened? I was so confused because I just couldn't understand where I was. Like, it took a second to clock. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I'm just chilling in someone's house and it's quiet and it's fun and it's fine. But like, in that moment, I was like, it's so quiet in here. What is happening?
See, that's the opposite for me when I go to Saudi. Like, so in Saudi Arabia, we live on a compound, right? So it's basically foreigners come to Saudi, like mainly usually somebody works, like they're a teacher, they're working in the oil or something, right? So when I go there, obviously jet lag is really bad because it's like an 8-hour difference, right? So when I go, I'm basically for like the first 4 days, I'm just trying to get caught up on sleep because I will literally pass out as soon as I hit the couch. But I know when I'm there that I'm there because there's like an army, like Air Force base, like close to us. And so in the mornings, we just hear every single morning without fail. And it's just like for hours, these guys just flying like, what is it, like F-50, you know, like Top Gun jets, like every single morning. It is the loudest thing. It's great. It's so loud. And then another thing was like, which was like a whole like cool. I thought it was interesting. At first, I was like very confused, but prayer time. So they like blared on speakers, right? So for like when I moved there or I didn't move there, but when I went like, to visit my family for the first time, back in 2012. Wow.
That was a while.
It was a while ago. Yeah.
10 years.
It was just like, it's like, I was so confused. Just like hearing just like loud, like speaker, and they're like, I mean, obviously they're giving a prayer because like when prayer time comes on, basically everything shuts down for like 30 minutes, which is another thing. It was like, it's a complete like reality check for me, you know, just something that I've never experienced before. So if you're going shopping and it's prayer time, you have to leave the store and you have to wait outside the store for 30 minutes. You cannot go inside. Even now, before you couldn't even go to movie theaters in Saudi because prayer time was going on all the time, right? So they didn't want to interrupt someone's movie for prayer time.
Oh.
So they just didn't have movie theaters in general. They said, you know what?
Damn.
If you don't pray, you don't get movie.
That's
basically. But they do.
That's
they do
rude.
it
now. That's really rude.
That's really rude. It makes sense.
It does
but
make sense.
At the same time, it kind of sucks. But they're starting to implement movies now. Like they're starting to implement more and more things. You know, like women can drive now. My mom just got her license. Well, not just like last year. It's a while.
I think it's funny that you said women can drive now, and Julian just looking at me.
Do you drive? Like,
I do not. No. So it's good that they can.
If you're
Can't relate.
on the compound, you can drive because the compound is basically, I wouldn't say it's like American laws, but
it's U.S. territory technically.
No, it's not.
Is it not?
Just U.S. because there's not just Americans living there. It's everybody's like living there. It's more or less. It's basically there's not the same rules as outside.
Is it like no man's land, basically?
It's kind of like a no man's land, yeah. But like, imagine like putting like mini like Canada, Florida. I don't know why am I saying Florida? Like Canada, like there's like palm trees everywhere. There's literally like palm trees everywhere. There's
little
like,
Florida.
Ew.
Yeah, I mean it's really hot over there. Like it's crazy.
The idea of little Florida just comes to mind like a baby with guns. Like I don't want that.
Can you imagine? Like, because here you see, like, oh yeah, the neighborhood. There's little Italy, little Portugal, little Florida, and it's just like an alligator just chilling in Toronto.
Yikes!
It's an alligator with a puff jacket. You're
I
like, yo,
would not be
one
surprised
It's an
if they
alligator.
did a puff
Horrifying.
jacket. I would
It's
not be
an
surprised.
alligator knocking at your door, being like, "Have you ever heard about our Lord and Savior?"
No, it's an alligator with the puff jacket and a do rag, and then walking around just going, "Yo, fam, you blessed? You blessed? You want a junior chicken?" It's like,
no,
damn,
that
bro.
would, nah, please
Still?
no.
That'd be so funny still. No. Anyway, I feel like it's time for a music break because, well, I like music and I feel like everybody here does as well. So, for those of you, let's tap into the Jamaican side of Xavier's heritage here. And this is Redemption Song by Bob Marley and the Wailers. Man, I'm bad at this.
Old pirates, yes, they rob I, sold I to the merchant ships. Minutes after they took I from the bottomless pit, but my hand was made strong by the hand of the Almighty. We forward in this generation triumphantly. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever have, redemption songs, redemption songs. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Ooh, some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever have, redemption songs, redemption songs, redemption songs. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. Oh, have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop at the time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Yes, some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever have, redemption songs. All I ever have, redemption songs. These songs of freedom, songs of freedom.
And that was Redemption Song by Bob Marley and the Wailers. This is Foreigner FM, ladies and gentlemen, your one-stop shop for, well, not being Canadian.
The sound of home.
The sound of going home. Yeah, it is 11:37, almost 11:38 right now. I'm just listing things off because, honestly, I just have... It's been a long day. For those of you listening at home, it's finals week. Well, finals week is coming up, but for us that are in RTA, it's a lot of papers, essays, projects, productions. Like, this coming week is absolutely hectic academically. So it's more so just to apologize to the viewers at home because I know I'm just out of it. Laura has been going through a lot as well, especially with the move. So we've all just been kind of out of it.
Brain dead.
It's been brain dead.
Brain dead mood.
Yeah. I feel like Xavier, you can also, what's it called? Relate to that? Or?
Yeah. Kind of. My semester has been... It's been all right. Like, it hasn't been too hectic. It hasn't been too demanding. I'm not gonna lie, I've been putting in more work into my interview than I have in this semester. So that kind of just sums it up for you. I've had 3 classes, and one of them is something I actually do like stuff in. So,
Yo, the one thing I do want to mention for everybody here, so for those of you who, well, saw the Instagram post and saw Xavier's tag, go wish Xavier congratulations, because Xavier got into, well, not only is he graduating in the upcoming months, he's graduating, but he also got into the master's program.
I did
here in RTA.
Wow!
So Xavier's very, very accomplished, man.
Thank you.
No, Xavier is really, really accomplished, and it's absolutely fantastic to see.
Yeah, hopefully, this actually lands me a job now, right? Haha.
That's how we feel. We put on this show and we're like, man, really hope Sirius FM really likes this because I'd really like a job. Like,
Please, radio gods,
Yo.
pay us to do this. Pay us.
Yeah, let me work on a Star Wars game, man. You know,
dear,
let me work on Star Wars. I could do something cool for you.
dear Ubisoft.
They could be
please.
paying us. They could be
Help a
paying
brother
us
out.
minimum wage to be doing this, and I would be super happy to at least get something out of this.
It would be nice.
Yeah, I know.
But all around, the one thing that I think is really dope about Foreign FM is more so we just get to ask people like a lot of stuff. And Xavi, man, I've been Xavi. I keep messing up his name because I am.
I know. No, don't worry.
No, I am.
It's a
I'm gonna get
nickname.
this right.
It's a nickname I've had given people for a while. So
Yeah, but you've been given that nickname by people here who can't pronounce Xavier, and I can pronounce Xavier, so I'm going to. Okay, like that's just how it is. But yeah, Xavier. I think you might be the first person that we have on here that has roots in Africa. I think you might be the first person that we have that comes on here. I know we had Fernanda come in, but Fernanda is from the Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
So other than that, yeah, you're the first person with African roots here. And the reason why I think it's so interesting is because I'm pretty sure it was a couple years ago. I remember we had a conversation, but like you mentioned that you went to Lagos in Nigeria.
Lagos.
Lagos?
I actually did not.
No?
I've actually never been to Nigeria.
Really?
Yeah. I've been my brother and I have been pushing my mom or like my family to go. Like, we've been trying to go for a while. My mom has been so hesitant about it. I don't know why. Like she gets very like nervous about things. She's worried. Like she gets scared. Like she doesn't even want us to go to Jamaica, anymore. Because she's just scared of what could happen. Like she's scared of Boko Haram, but like where my family lives, he has no influence there, so it's like not too big of a deal.
Who's Boko Haram? I'm sorry, I've never heard the name.
Well, actually,
I don't know who that is.
oh, he is a very scary man. He's basically like he traffics children, like
Oh.
like girl is like he's like a big like a kingpin over there in Nigeria, basically. Yeah.
And this is public knowledge.
Yes.
Jesus.
Yeah, like North Nigeria is a pretty dangerous place to be.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I really want to go. Like I've been to Africa. I've actually only been to Egypt, and my family went to Africa like 4 times without me. So that's just they went on a safari in Kenya. Like, excuse me, and they left me over here. Like, what's going on here, man?
Yeah.
They went to South Africa and did wine tasting. Come on.
For me, I was
not cool.
I've gotten to travel like South America and everything, and it's really fun. But like my parents once, they were just like, "Hey, what are you guys up to?" And we're like, "Oh, well, grade 10, I'm studying." And my brother's like, "Yeah, I'm in grade 8 studying." My parents like, "Cool, we're going to Paris, and then we're gonna go to Istanbul." And I'm like, God damn it. I really wanted to go. But like obviously duty calls and duty is school.
Yeah.
The one thing that I felt that I got robbed of, and it's blaming COVID mainly, is Carnaval.
Yeah.
Right? So in like everyone knows the Brazilian Carnaval, the one in Rio de Janeiro, and it's like super fun and everything. But like Colombia has their own in Barranquilla, and it's super dope. It's a beautiful week. It's a festival. It's beautiful.
Yeah, the Caribbean, we have our own.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Caribana, right?
Caribana, yeah, this summer. I'm going again. I would advise you to go, Julian.
It's dope.
If I'm here, I really do want to go.
It's a very good experience.
It looks dope.
Because you can even dress up. You can go in the parade if you want to.
South Americans blend in very well with Caribana, I find.
Yeah, it's a good vibe. Like I wouldn't say it's the same. It's a similar vibe though.
Yeah.
And the music is just fantastic. The music is so good. That whole weekend is like it's sensational. The food is amazing.
Yeah.
Like Caribbean food, is my favorite dish of all time. Like I literally, when I was a kid, we went to it was a white place. Like it was like burgers, fries, salmon type stuff, I asked for oxtail, rice and peas. Like they're like, "Sir, we don't have that." Like that's like the level of love I have for oxtail rice and peas, like, and plantain. Like this thing,
Plantain.
it is actually so addicting to eat.
Love
Like
plantain.
when I went over to England for Christmas break, and my grandma, my mom's mom, so she's amazing cook. Like she is so good at cooking, and she made oxtail. I swear to God, I was there for 3 weeks. She made it 4 times.
Whoa.
And I had leftovers. I probably ate like just about a week of oxtail. Like
Jeez.
heaven on earth.
That is fantastic.
Heaven on earth. I know.
No.
It's really, really good.
Like, Carnaval in like Barranquilla, I feel like I got robbed because since I was like 15, I'm like, Mom, can I go? Mom, can I go? And she's like, no, we'll take you when you're 18. Like, even if you have school, you can skip school, but like, you need to be 18. Because that way you can go into everything legally and it's fun. My uncle was the governor of the region, so like he had a lot more connections as well. So we were a lot more involved in Carnaval. And I turn 18. I am so stoked to go, and then COVID happens, and I can't go.
Yeah, that's.
And I was
not
like,
fun.
Damn it! I really,
Sad.
really wanted to go.
Sad times.
Because, like, it's a party. It's on the street. You saw at the gala, but like everyone that see me, I love dancing.
Yeah, Julian's got some crazy riz, guys. Let me tell you, you put on any Spanish music, and
got moves.
Your mind is on cloud 9. Like it's over for you. Let me tell you, it's over for you. You are not winning.
No, but it's like I love
It's
it.
over.
Like I love salsa dancing. In Barranquilla, they have this one type of dance. It's I loved learning it, and I know how to do it. I've reached the point where like one of the main reasons I'm also trying to lose weight so I can do this more successfully. It's dancing champeta. Champeta is
What's
so
champeta?
fun. It's a dance style like I usually see on the coast, and it's a lot more like jumping and dancing. It's footwork. It's a lot of footwork. So when you weigh a lot, like you can't move as fast. It's a lot of things. So like
Well,
it's
you could do champeta to lose weight.
I can, but like it's so strenuous on your knees.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But it's
that's
so
probably-
fun.
that
but
makes
like
sense.
one
Yeah.
time I with my cousin that were in Barranquilla, like we were just dancing and what's it called? They put on champeta.
Yeah.
And oh my god, these people have moves. It's phenomenal. And like Carnaval is awesome. Like you see La Reina de Carnaval, she has all like, these like what's it called, like feathers, and she's like super like elegant and everything. There's this creature called La Marimonda, and it's like a mask. It looks like an elephant. Like on a mask, and it's like on both sides of your head, and they're just dancing, and they're like kind of suited up, and it's just so awesome to see. I've really wanted to go, and I really hope I'll be able to at some point. Maybe next year I might book a ticket just to go, so I can avoid the freezing cold of February.
Do it.
We'll see.
Good vibes, man.
No, but yeah. I'm sorry. It's just I get really excited by it.
Yeah, man. Just come to Caravana first. Get some of these vibes,
Yeah,
and
I'm honestly excited for
then
that.
it goes from there.
I was kind of bummed out about that because I did go home because Esty was graduating and everything. But like, if I was here, I would have gone to
It's
Caravana.
so good,
And-
man.
They look dope.
It's a really good vibe. Like I like basically with Caribbean culture, there's something called whining. Do you know what that is? That's like basically it's a term for dancing, but in Caribbean, but like there's a lot of grinding. It gets,
Okay. Oh,
yeah.
so
What you got a story?
no,
now?
it's just it's like what would you say? Whining?
Whining, yeah, like actually like whining. Like when you say like, oh, a baby's whining, like that's like the term for it.
Okay. So there's
Like
this
wine
term.
pon the dance
There's-
floor is like whining.
There's
on
this
the
guy
dance-
that I
yeah.
know in
Yeah.
high school. I need to look this up because I was trying to
That's
think
not
of the
what
term.
I thought those lyrics meant.
Yeah.
I thought people were just complaining in the dance
No,
floors.
like wine pon.
I thought
are
the
you-
songs were just people
Are you looking up
complaining in the dance
break
floors.
off? No, do not look up break off your back, please, please, please. I beg you. If that's the song you're looking.
No, this one, daggering. That's the one I was looking for.
What's that?
Daggering. It's literally just like people humping each other.
Oh,
Like it's grinding. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So at
What-
Gala, I was like that's what I was trying to think of. I'm like, what's the term? Because my buddy of mine in high school, like he was from Jamaica.
Yeah.
Right. And he told us like you go to Jamaica and it's crazy. Everyone's doing like daggering and whining, and I'm like,
Yeah. Actually, I haven't heard that.
The last time that I went to a Caribana party, I learned the dance move, which was the bubble. Like, is it called?
Yeah. Bubble. Yeah.
I was dying seeing people pull, like, all the athletic gymnastics that
Oh,
went into people doing bubble.
It's crazy.
Wait, just so you guys can see, the audience is not going to be able to see, but daggering. Like,
Oh
wait,
my god.
Wait, where is it? Can I get a video of it? Because
Just pictures? It's just.
No, don't tell me it's just pictures.
It's just pictures.
Oh man, come on. No, where's the videos? Like it's wild.
Like there's just like crazy dances.
it's
like
so funny.
it's pretty funny.
I think it's sick, but like, oh, where is it? Where is it? I need to find one because I found one. Oh, it's some. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. It's
Oh my god.
where is it?
We're gonna
It's
have to
just-
describe it to the audience. These guys are up on a roof dancing. And then this guy just picks up a girl. He's like carrying her. He's holding her by the butt, lifting her up. Whoa!
This looks like wrestling, bro.
That is straight up wrestling.
Look at that.
Look at those hip thrusts. What is now she's standing up in the roof. She's like, okay, call the other ones. Like,
He's dead.
Like, what is-
the vibe in the Caribbean is just too good, man.
that's
Like,
wild. I love it. She removed his belt. She's hitting him with. She's spanking him with the belt. What is going on?
I would highly recommend anybody go to the Caribbean. Like don't go to like the main places though.
I took it off. But like,
Don't go to the main place. You gotta go. You gotta have some fun with it. Like I went. I'd say probably the best trip I've been on to the Caribbean in recent times with Barbados. Because I traveling a lot. I traveled a lot for tennis, like a lot. Like I've been to so many countries for tennis. In North Central South America, and I've been to the Caribbean. I went to Dominican. Dominican is a great place. It's not the nicest, but it's I enjoyed it a lot. I really enjoyed Dominican Republic. It depends on where you go, but I was in Santo Domingo for a couple of tournaments. And then even like Puerto Rico, we went to this place called Cabo Rojo.
Okay.
I'm not even kidding when I tell you. There's our hotel, a ditch, horses, and cats just chilling in some grass. And then there's like cows over there. It was just like we're literally in like farmland.
Why does that sound normal to me?
And then like a beach.
Uh-huh.
Like for us, growing up in like the city, right? And you're coming and you're just like, this is like the middle of nowhere for me. Or like when you like go out in Florida and you're like on the highway, or like even in like America, you're like traveling through Iowa, it's just corn.
Yeah.
But like this is like your hotel, like this is like the middle of like a city. And it's like really, really, really nice stuff. Like it's cool. The food, oh my god. Let me tell you something. The food, the food in these places is amazing. Just like anywhere you go, just try it out. One day, experience it. It's fun. Don't be stuck in Canada. Come on.
Don't be stuck in Canada.
Please.
Get out of here.
It's true. Go. One thing that I think is kind of surprising, at least like in general, is like plane tickets aren't as expensive as some people make it out to be.
Yeah.
It depends on where you go in the world, obviously, but like plane tickets aren't as expensive. Like, sure, you're not going to be flying in first class and it's going to be super nice, but like if you're going to like, oh, you know what, I want to go to Costa Rica to see what it's like.
It's doable.
Very doable. Like you can just go there. If you have good money saved up and everything, because of the cost of living over there, like you can stay for like a week, 2 weeks, and it'll be chill.
Dude, Costa Rica, what? Bro, that food was sensational, man. The hotel was so nice, and then there were just iguanas everywhere, and my grandma was freaking out, dude. She was freaking out. She would see an iguana. I'm not even kidding. She slapped a monkey or a raccoon on the beach with her shoe, with a chancla, bro. She took off the chancla and slapped the
That's so
living
funny.
crap out of like a raccoon or a monkey. I forget. Because these little guys were like, no, it definitely was a monkey. Because the monkeys would like hang on the trees, and then they would go down and try to grab your food, and then like flee.
Jesus. Just get out of here, boy.
Yeah.
No, like Costa Rica is really funny because two fun facts about it. One, the actual pronunciation is Costa Rica, because they're the one Spanish country that doesn't really roll their R's. So you go to
Interesting.
Costa Rica.
I didn't even notice.
If you go to
that.
Costa Rica and you ask someone from Costa Rica, like, oh, where are you from? They're like, oh, I'm from Costa Rica. Like, I'm from Costa Rica. Yo estoy
Rica.
muy feliz.
I did not even.
That's how
notice
they
that.
speak. Like, it's
Rica.
if you listen to people from Puerto Rico and how they speak, like their
Puerto
R's
Rico.
sound like L's. So when they say Puerto Rico, it's not Puerto Rico, it's Puerto Rico. Like it sounds like an L. When someone from
Dude,
Costa
I
Rica
did
talks,
not
like the
notice
R
that.
is like the American R. That's just how they talk. So it's Costa Rica.
Costa Rica.
¿De dónde eres? No, papi, yo soy de Costa Rica. Yo estoy muy feliz para estar el día de hoy. Like they talk Spanish normally, no accent, no anything.
I'm
but like
mind
the R is
blown.
weird.
Dude,
It's
I
really
like,
interesting.
I never noticed.
I
Costa
always
Rica.
said Costa Rica with the R.
No, because like that's how everyone else says it. Well, like
Puerto
in Costa
Rico,
Rica,
Costa
it's
Rica.
Costa
That's
Rica.
how I said it.
It's-
If you like animals, go to Costa Rica.
Costa Rica's
Go to
fun.
Costa Rica. If you like animals and you like being out in nature, go to Costa Rica. Like
Costa
I'm
Rica's
telling
fun.
you, the best nature experience ever had was in Costa Rica.
Yeah, I would love to go.
Like there's raccoons, there's bats, there's snakes, there's sloths. Like there was a sloth just being like chilling in a tree. There's
just
like
chilling.
apparently a top 10 venomous snake just there in the grass.
On a
like,
vibe.
Hello.
I love that.
What's up?
If you don't mess with it, it won't mess with you.
exactly.
Like, it's whatever.
The spider, like it's a really cool place. But you know,
So-
going back
Continue. Sorry.
to like Caribbean, you know,
Uh-huh.
it's just I feel like going on these trips, you can't just do like you know like your generic, like oh yeah, we'll go to some like really popular. Like I feel like you gotta do some, you know, keeping it safe because I'll be real, like it's not all the time it's gonna be you know great. It's gonna be safe, right? But you know, try to go and find like a little off the path route where you can you know really enjoy yourself because you won't going like the most common route. You're not always gonna find the best food. You're not gonna find the best experience. You know, and I think you know give it a try.
Yeah, I try when I've gone to travel. Like I can thank my family for this, but we try asking people that are local, like, "Yo, keeping it a bean, where do you recommend to go? What do you recommend to do?" Because they're the people that know more than anything. Like it's like, what do you do on a daily? When we went to Cuba, they have this thing called Varadero, and it's just like a bunch of 5-star hotels, and it's where everybody that like every time I see a Canadian person here. They're like, I went to Cuba, and Cuba was so fun. It's just them in Varadero.
They were in a resort the whole time.
They're at the resort, and then they might be in Havana for like a day.
How would they
Right?
have known if they
were never-
were
they're
in
never gonna
any
know.
other country
They were never gonna
with
know.
a
No,
resort?
I know. And then when we went, I was very lucky because my uncle was actually the head of the consulate
Yeah.
of Colombia in Cuba. So we got to go, and we got to spend Colombian Independence Day in Cuba.
Yeah.
So that was. They have a statue of Simón Bolívar
In
Cuba,
Cuba. Nice.
mainly because he also liberated Venezuela, and that's their ally.
Right.
So that's why. But we still went, and we got
That's-
like a ceremony for
did.
independence, which was super dope.
Thinking about that on a political standpoint is very concerning.
Yeah, it's quite concerning.
It is so concerning.
Like we got to travel through all of Havana. One of the craziest things that I found out about it was Cuba has 2 forms of currency. One for foreigners and one for locals, and if you get caught with like the other
What?
one, like it's you.
yeah, I'm pretty.
it's
Don't they
bad.
use American for
For
foreigners?
foreigners, they essentially just use like U.S. dollars, like an equivalent
Really?
of U.S. dollars.
Yeah,
but for
there's-
foreigners, and foreigners can only buy and use certain things, and can only use that currency, while Cubans can only use the Cuban currency, and if caught with foreigner currency, unless they got paid with it for a service that they were providing, and then they don't put it through like the proper way
Yeah,
to
that's
convert it.
There's other
concerning
countries,
on
like, I
so
know,
many levels.
Puerto Rico uses American, which is, I mean, that's a given.
It's not
'cause
surprising.
Yeah, it's
It's a territory.
it's a territory of the U.S. Dominican Republic does as well, which is
Does it?
Yeah, even in like Santo Domingo and like the small little area we were in, that is, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a very popular like, yeah, it's not. There's not a lot of people there, right? Where we were, they still used like American. Like if I wanted to get bananas before I played a match, I just say here $1, I get 5 bananas. You know how amazing that is? $1 for 5 bananas.
That's
like,
phenomenal.
That's phenomenal.
That's a deal and a half.
Like these bananas they're not the biggest, but still $5 for
fi-
one banana. I mean, $1 for 5 bananas. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a steal. Like
fantastic deal.
where is that over here?
But yeah, I hate to cut this conversation short because I'm having a lot of fun with it, but it is coming to the end of our time, and well,
We should
one of the
roll
things
on
that we need to
one
do
more
is try
song.
to stay on topic. So I'm going to play this on to play us out and everything. But once again, thank you so much to everybody listening. This has been Foreigner FM. I'm Julian Quintero, as always, joined by Laura Faria.
Please tune in next week. We're going to have a really, really fun last episode for you.
Yeah, hopefully. And Xavier Oshinoa, thank you so much
Thank
for
you
joining
so
us
much.
today.
Of course.
But yeah, without
Thank you for having
further
me.
ado, this last song to
Love
play us
Thames
out
household.
is The Key by Thames. So have fun. Best of luck to everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
The bit is ready and I'm riding. When I come around, they ain't shorted. They all want a key to the garden. So I put it up and I light it. Tell me how you like it.